Dude, I have not made a video in a long ass time. This thing, it's so awkward. Hey everyone, Kanai in Tokyo here. So recently I have been told by a friend that I have been thinking too Japanese and I should think more of a foreigner when I try to make informative videos about Japan. So I have been doing just that, making informative videos about Asakusa and Odaiba, which I made a video on, so definitely check that link down in the description down below. With much pondering and belittling of myself this past few weeks, I have decided to make myself more useful. So here are 10 things you should expect when you visit Japan.
Number 1. The use of cash in Japan.
So when you first arrive in Tokyo, the first thing you will need to do is have access to cash. Because if you guys didn't know, Japan is actually one of, if not the only country that still loves to use cash. You can't even use credit cards in McDonald's. It's so crazy. So once you arrive in the airport, I would advise you to just get enough cash to get to your hotel and find another place to exchange your money, because if you guys didn't know as well, airport rates suck. Can use credit card in freaking Macca's.
Number 2. Small hotel rooms.
So generally rooms in Japan are really small, especially Tokyo. Even if you pay $100 or $200 per night, you're still getting a small room and you just have to deal with that. So if you want cheaper but bigger room options, there's always Airbnb. And no, they're not sponsoring my video. It's basically an online marketplace where you can rent apartments for cheaper than you would rent a hotel room. So if you're traveling to Japan, definitely have that into consideration because it's really cheap. I mean, like, really cheap. Can't argue with cheap, cheap as. So if you consider renting a hotel room instead of Airbnb, chances are you can do this. This is so amazing. This reminds me of something. Tokidoki torabera itsumademo semai heya. Dude, that actually rhymes.
Number 3. Expect good train etiquette.
So in the city where trains are actually the main means of transportation, you would expect the trains to be very dirty and disorganized, but on the contrary, it's actually pretty clean. And of course, it helps that Japanese people are very well-mannered. So if you go inside a train in Japan, you would expect people to be like very silent, unlike other countries. I don't know about foreign culture, definitely leave that in the comments down below if you have any comments on it. So they are pretty silent, they don't talk. If ever they will talk to someone, it's usually in a whispering manner, and they don't eat, they don't drink. I mean, the trains don't really have a rule saying that you can't eat or drink inside a train. You could, but you shouldn't.
Number 4. Complex toilets in Japan.
So if you go to a toilet in a restaurant or hotel in Japan, you'll likely come across a remote to make its features function. So it has a bidet, it has for the girls thing, it also has music to help you meditate and shit. I don't know. Check this out. Amazing.
Number 5. Expect to speak some Japanese.
I won't lie, Tokyo is very foreigner friendly. No, I mean gaikokujin friendly. But learning Japanese will definitely help you have a better experience in Japan. So let's say learning a few words like gomenasai, which means I'm sorry, or sumimasen, which means excuse me, but it also means I'm sorry. So let's say you bump into someone, you can just say like gomenasai, which means I'm sorry, or sumimasen, like excuse me, but it also means I'm sorry. Or you can go to the train station if you're lost, you can say something like sumimasen, Shibuya eki wa doko desu ka? Which means where is Shibuya station? Or you can say the more important phrase, toire wa doko desu ka? Or you can say like gomibako wa doko desu ka? Because there's no trash bins in Japan. But if you're really curious about learning Japanese, I have an N1 video, I'll link it down below in the description if you want to watch it. Check it out. Shameless plug. Sumimasen, sumimasen.
Number 6. Extensive chopstick culture.
So chopsticks in Japan are actually used more often than you think, so you should probably consider learning it before you even get here, but I can show you a tip, guys. So for this, you will need the chopstick, preferably the paper casing, and a rubber band. So I don't know where you get the rubber band, but you need a rubber band. So if you probably buy a bento somewhere, it probably comes in a rubber band or something, I don't know. What you do is you want to delicately open the chopstick to the point where the case doesn't actually break. So doing it like so, awkward moment, awkward moment, awkward moment. So there's a chopstick, put it down for a second. And what you do with the casing first is you actually have to roll it. So we're gonna roll it right now. Okay, we're rolling it, rolling it, rolling it. Oh no! Fail! So the point is, ideally what you do is you put the paper in between, like with a thick paper, so when you put a rubber band in between, you get a thick clip chopstick thing. Since I failed so miserably, I'll just post a picture right here so you guys know how it actually is supposed to look like. So maybe before you even go to Japan, you can just probably bring paper rolls so you can just stick in between your chopstick and probably use a rubber band every time so you won't have trouble, you know, using chopsticks in Japan. Japan 101. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Number 7. Expect access to ATMs in almost every kombini.
So when I first arrived in Japan, I actually had a panic attack because I was like, do you have to go to the bank every time just to pull out cash? But little did I know that there's actually ATMs in almost every major convenience stores like 7-Eleven, Family Mart, Lawson, Sunkus even, and you can just go there because I believe almost every convenience store has an ATM. So when in doubt, kombini.
Number 8. Expect to spend a lot, but not as much you think as you would.
So Japan, Tokyo specifically, is actually one of the most expensive cities to live in. And of course that is because of the recovery of Japanese yen or the fall of American dollar. Got him! But with enough research, it's not actually pretty bad as you think it is. So for example, if you go to Matsuya, a gyudon bowl, what's gyudon in English? A gyudon bowl would actually be under $4. $3 if you actually get the mini one. So it's not that expensive. And also you can always take advantage of the tax-free stores. So if you're a tourist in Japan, you actually get tax-free stuff. Duty-free as you guys like to call it. So you better take advantage of that, especially when you're buying souvenirs.
Number 9. Walk a lot. A lot.
So a lot of people actually get pretty surprised when they figure out that you need strong legs to survive Tokyo. Yes, my friends, that is the reason why Japan has an obesity rate of only 3.5%, and I'm actually part of them. Ladies. So walking into Tokyo stations alone is actually quite taxing for your feet. So tip for you guys, don't skip leg day. Don't skip leg day. Actually, that should be the name of the tip itself. Don't skip leg day.
Number 10. Expect to get overwhelmed with views.
So the city of many buildings and so much sarariman working, Tokyo can actually be very, very overwhelming. Just take it one at a time. Don't sweat it too much. Take your time in looking at the views, reading all the signs, especially when you're in Shinjuku, because that is so useful. Because Shinjuku has one of those like very tall buildings with all the signs of the restaurants. So if you don't want to miss any of those, definitely take it slow. Take your time. Enjoy the view. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you want to see me make more videos or a travel video at least, definitely hit the subscribe button. It helps motivate me a lot. So anyways guys, see you next time. Bye!